Well, hi there everyone and welcome back to Infinity, where I'm standing up here on the top of the roof, right on the corner of the roof actually, because that's obviously a really safe place to stand. Let's head on back indoors where it's a little bit safer. Because the last few episodes we've been in here, that's why we're not going to be in here today. We've been down here working on this. This is the automated system which is macerating up and generally cooking up our ores. It's still working pretty well. You can see that this is working. It's working its way through some crushed tin ores. And if we look in here, we can see there is quite a backlog. But these are all working, they're all working away pretty darned well, and I think these are as well. Yep, you can see it's actually getting through quite a bit. We're getting some sulfur through and bits. So I'm pretty happy with how it's working. There is a problem. The problem is that, as you can see, that thing isn't getting enough power. The reason for that is that these ore washing plants take 16 EU per tick, I believe. Plus we also have a macerator and an electric furnace working, and if we come up here we can see that my lovely little windmill here is making 13 EU per tick. So yeah, that just isn't really going to quite cut it anymore. We need to up our power production sometime soon in order to get things working a bit better, but that's not for today. Today is a day for being out in the glorious sunshine, because we've been cooped up indoors for ages. I want to head on down into the town to look at some changes. I don't think that's changed too much since we last came through. I can't honestly remember. If we come down here though, not much has changed here. And not a lot's changed in the foundry. Mervyn did pop in, have a quick look around, and he said he didn't have a clue why I'd done it that way, but I'm not changing it, so I think he'll learn to live with it. Heading on down here, you can see that these paths have been finished, and that path has been sort of finished. That bit hasn't, but most of it has. You can see we've put in some a little bit of a clipped hedge in the middle actually. It was quite fun to do. We had the shears out. Bit of topiary, I guess. It just makes it look nice, because I think this will be the main sort of avenue running off down into the distance. Now, we've had a few people coming in and they have been hanging about. And you may remember this area. This area was, well, sort of under construction, and it's changed quite a lot. Because what we've decided to do is try to set up a bit of a marketplace, encourage some traders in, because of course we were running out of food over here. Sarah was complaining that she wasn't getting enough food and drinks in, so we were going to see if we could get some shops in, get some people coming in, and it seems like it's working. So this is going to be the marketplace. Leo's here, he's sort of overseeing the operation as he tends to do. It's a shame my house had to go, but I'll build a new one. Yeah, you may remember Leo had his house here, the first building built, and it's not lasted very long at all. Bless it. So yeah, this is Mika, he's been popped in. Think I'll stay here a while. Yeah, so we're starting to get people staying. And there's a guy over here as well, Attison, in a very stylish hat there, sir. Looks like a nice place to set up shop. Yep, I was hoping you would say that. I really was. Now, and also, if we look over here, we've been looking at adding some buildings around here. Obviously, Leo's going to need a new place to live. Possibly some more shops going in, heading on out to my old house that way. But we're starting to get some buildings in. Now, what we want for this marketplace is a centerpiece. Okay, we're looking for some sort of centerpiece, and we've not been entirely sure what we were going to do, but we have come up with a plan. And the plan is basically to have a lovely apple tree standing up tall and proud right in the centre, and have these stalls running around the outside. So that is one of my little jobs for today. The other little job for today is over here. Now, we have been making these gravel paths. Well, I say we have been letting Leo and Bill do all the hard work. And we've come to this, which is going to be a step which you have to jump up. I do not want to have to jump up steps. And you know, what if we have like little old ladies coming to live here? They can't come along here and go hop like that, can they? We need something a bit better. We need steps. Now the problem is you cannot really make gravel steps anyway in Minecraft, so I'm going to find a way out of that. Finally, I'm just going to come over here and show you that the train station has had a tiny bit of a facelift. I'm not particularly happy with it yet, but it's getting there, and we can still get off down to the quarry hill. The quarries, they are still working perfectly well. Thank you very much. Right, let's head on back in and up into T Castle. So there is another change which has taken place, which you might notice if I stand here and look at the front. Well, for a start, that bit's been tidied up a bit. That tower's gone up a bit, but you might be able to see there is a little bit of an opening there, which I'm now going to head on up and have a look at. Which means we have to run all the way back up all these stairs. I could actually be running rather than just wandering everywhere, couldn't I? So let's head on up here. This is the side tower. This is the big, rather wide tower. On the left-hand side, it's nearly actually up as far as I wanted it probably is. And you may remember that in the middle of it, there is this apple tree. It used to sit proud and strong on the side of the hill. Now it don't, and it's in completely the wrong place and has to go. So this is the tree which I've decided is going to live on as the apple tree in the marketplace. But for now, this particular one has to come down. There it goes. Tell me I got some apples off that. I got 0 apples off that. Well done. I'm going to tell everybody else that that was the apple tree I got all the apples off. Do you have to click the apples off first? I have learned something new. Right, quick check in here. There we go, apples. 1 lone apple and an oak sapling. These definitely 100% came from that tree. Combine that with that, of course, and you're going to get an apple sapling from Pam's Harvest Craft. That's all that we wanted. Now we also have the problem of the steps on the gravel path, and I'm going to fix that using carpenter's blocks. I still have that there, and really it's in completely the wrong place, but never mind. So, carpenter's blocks. Now I should have a few of those just lying about. If I don't, did I actually use them all up? Yep, looks like I used them all up. But carpenter's blocks. Carpenters. We've made them before, they're really easy. They are just sticks around a bit of wood. So just go like that, plonk in a slab of wood in the middle. I'm going to get a load of carpenter's blocks. What I'm after are carpenter's stairs, which you just make like that. I'm only going to have enough to make 4, but that, to be honest, will actually be enough. So let's head on down here. What I'm going to do is head on and make a quick trip down into the foundry because I have had a thunk and it's a very clever thunk. Oh, actually, you know what? We could make steps here as well. Let's, while we're here, make steps there and get distracted because that is the best way to play Minecraft. Put in all of the random steps which we have needed. Right, so we need a few more sticks made up into another set of carpenter's blocks, made up into a load more of those. Just like that, we now have 16 of those. That is enough. And it is very nearly night time, so what I'm just going to do is have a very quick kip as soon as I can, and I shall see you all in the morning. Okay then, good morning and welcome back. Let's head on down here because the other thing I've got to show you is that little bit that was on the front of the castle. If we come through here into the little tower and work out exactly where I cut these steps out. Down here, you can see there's a little passage running down here. This will obviously need an awful lot of tidying up. But if you come through here, you come out onto this. And this is that area here. We're right above the main entranceway here, and this will be a pretty good place to sort of post guards, things like this. It's a good defensible position, I think. So that's another thing which I'm working on. This Mel? This may well end up becoming sort of the guards tower barracks area. It is a rather large tower, and I think that would be a good thing for it. Of course, what we need for that would be a few guards, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right, let's take these out, exposing the steps beneath. So all we're going to do is take these stairs and pop them in just as you would a normal set of stairs. Just like that. And of course, just right click on them with your stone bricks, and we now have a lovely set of stone steps heading up here. And we can also see we have a bit of dirt on show now. So let's just quickly cover that up. I think I brought some stone bricks with me. I did. Yeah, that's lovely. I likes that. I likes that a lot. Right, let's head on back down and into L Foundry. Now down here in L Foundry, just very quickly, as I say, absolutely nothing has changed. There isn't a lot going on. I don't know how much creosote oil we've got. We've made way more than we would ever need. We have 318 buckets worth of creosote. Nice. We have those 6 ingots. What I'm after, though, is a little bit of charcoal to take out with me. Let's head on up, out, and down. Right, what we need then is, first of all, an apple tree. An apple tree right in the centre of this. Right, first things first, we need to work out where the centre of this is. Now, I do have those little uprights are, I think, centred. So if I come back on this line, that is a centre. And look at that, that was absolutely perfect. Totally meant to do that. Right, what I shall do is, I think, shall I raise it? I think I'll raise it off the ground. In a little diamond shape. You can't call it a circle when it's this small. Like that. Not very keen on that. How about if I just pull it out into a sort of very rough circle shape? What I don't want to do is take up too much room in the centre for not a lot. No, I think that would work. I was thinking about putting a fountain in here, but I decided against it just because it would take up too much room. I wouldn't be able to put the stalls in. We have 2 pieces of dirt. That is not really enough dirt, so I'll just nick a bit from here. Because I'm thinking we're probably going to have to put in gravel or some sort of ground here. Nobody wants to walk around on grass all the time. So a nice little cross of that. Actually, we could put some flowers in as well, couldn't we? How about some little poppies around and about? 2 poppies. There must be more poppies about. Are there poppies over here? There's poppies way over there. Let's nick some of these poppies because we do need a bit of a poppy supply. Those are not poppies. Are those poppies? I bet these aren't poppies either. They are. They are poppies. We are fine. It is all fine. There is a poppy and there is a poppy. Okay, take these back. Run up here. Hey, Atterson. Right. Pop in our tree just in the centre, just there. And surround it with lovely, lovely poppies. Continues the red theme. You see what I'm doing there? Totally meant to do that. That's lovely. So that can be like the centrepiece of this. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that would look way better as steps. Because it's a bit blocky. So that might change. Right. Whilst we're doing that, however, let's come over here and put in a few steps. That went really badly. Steps like that, and gravel. So now we have gravel steps. Clever. Let's just walk up here and you can see how easy that is. Now any little old ladies with their walking sticks will be absolutely fine. Now I don't actually have steps. Well, actually, you know what? What I could do is quickly whip together a crafting station and put it down here. And then just make up a set of steps just to see how it looks. Take you all out. Do you look better as steps? It might look better as steps. This is me completely thinking as I go along. This is how all my building work goes. It would look better as steps if it was sort of square like that. It would, wouldn't it? I think I like that better than that. Pause and think. Yeah, I think I do. Plus it lets you actually get up here and pick an apple if you really want one. So that will be how that is going to look. Or at least... oh, step. Or at least it is until I change my mind yet again. Because that is how I work. Around here like that and take these out. Hi Leo, I know you're thinking that was not in the plan at all, and you're totally right, but I have just completely changed the plan. Right, some of these, and let's just pop those in. Really badly, there we go, and finally a row in like that. And there we go, we now have the start of the marketplace. That's a nice central feature. And we'll see if we can get some stalls in and set up for next time, because that will be it for this episode, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I do hope to see you once again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.